Welcome back to Florida Man Review. I am your host, Big Juicy, and today we're going to be looking at April of 2024 in Florida. Is the hat good? Do you like that? Do you like the hat? My mom bought me the hat. April 1st, our epic saga continues with Peter Owens, God's strongest Easter enjoyer. You remember him from last month? He's back. He posted his $5,000 bail, took it, and was let free to continue his mission. The following day, we find Peter at a local Walmart poorly executing the forbidden moveset of taking food to the bathroom and eating it, ruining it for the rest of us. It's like when a new exploit's found in a game and you try to keep it low-key, because the moment it's a big deal, it's taken care of. You know, this is legitimately a tactic that I would use when I was broke. I would get the ranch wings from the deli, and between the nice lady handing them to me and me reaching checkout, they would all mysteriously be gone. Don't know what happened. Every single time. Owens also reportedly took a pair of men's shoes, tried them on, and then stuffed them into his bag. Again, ruining it for the rest of us. You're supposed to go in 5 and below flip-flops, take them off, put on the new shoes, then you walk around for a while, then you buy stuff and leave. Is it your first day stealing from Walmart? He was taken right back to jail and is allegedly being advised to stay away from all Walgreens establishments. His Bible smack was also upgraded to a felony because of previous assault charge in 2020. And that is currently the status of our Lord and Savior, Peter Owens. Meanwhile, in Fort Pierce, a bus driver is trying to break your parents' record for the fastest traumatization of a child. This all started when the kids came home from school. Parents were getting reports that the bus driver was playing chicken with the train. You know how buses are like supposed to pull up and they stop before the tracks and they crack the door and do a little listen? Except instead of stopping here and like listening for the train, he stopped like here, I'm assuming. This is what happened. Or he just thought it would be funny. The crossing arm things literally closed on the bus while like all the children were screaming. The bus driver was obviously laid off for his poorly executed prank, and this is what the school had to say about it. We recognize that this may have been a traumatic experience for the students and the family, and we have made the appropriate arrangements to accommodate their needs. We apologize for the inconvenience that this may have caused, and we are thankful to God for watching over our children through this experience. This is just funny to me, because it's like, in my head, implies the bus driver is God, because he's literally in full control. Like, and I just imagine some like melting big old like berry looking dude with like a golden halo, and they're like thankful to God, and it's just, this is God in question. April 3rd.
Wake up, Richard. Wake up and disassemble the T-Mobile cell phone tower.
T-Mobile employees are alerted when an alarm goes off at a cell phone tower. The alarm signals a power shutdown at the tower, and they're dispatched to the scene to see what's going on. But upon arrival, they see that the manual breaker switch is flipped manually, which means that somebody would have done this. Looking up, oh God, that's the sun. The employees see a man wearing a bright red shirt talking about God. Please, see the view with me, he says. Smith climbing as high as 150 feet up a cell phone tower with a Bible tucked in his waistband gets to work. What he's doing, nobody fucking knows. But he's displaying a remarkable knowledge of how these cell phone towers work. He is tinkering with things. He is taking them off and throwing them down below, stripping off parts, and even avoiding parts of the tower that the average person would never know not to touch. Like, oh, that big gray box right there will kill you if you touch it, but it just looks like a mini fridge. Smith knows what he's doing. Crisis negotiators were talking to Smith for 4 hours while he completed his mission, and once it was done, he descended that cell phone tower, looked at the firefighters and the police officers, and shook their hands and said thank you. What the fuck? He was charged with burglary of an unoccupied structure and for criminal mischief over $1,000. I don't think we'll truly ever know what Richard Smith was doing that day, but he completed his mission. April 4th. 42-year-old Peter Stevens is charged with the following: false imprisonment, aggravated assault, felon in possession of a firearm, and VOP aggravated stalking. God, this fucking table sucks. If you're sensitive to cases of abuse, then this is just a warning to you. We're not going into detail, but this is a case regarding abuse. But it's the details that we're curious about. Stevens allegedly forced his victim and held her captive inside his bedroom. But later, when she tried to leave the bedroom, Stevens was in the living room doing a ritual with a sword. What is with cases in Florida involving fucking swords, dude? This keeps happening. Stevens, pointing the tip of the sword at the victim, said this: "I'll cut you in half or cut off your head if you don't go back in the room. Get away from me." He didn't get away with it, but it is unknown if he completed his ritual. April 5th, a bond hearing is happening for a woman who allegedly stabbed her elderly roommate to death and then drenched herself in Mountain Dew to prevent the police from acquiring forensic evidence. That is Florida ingenuity at its best. I included this because I want to put you all in this case real quick. Nicole Max was charged with first-degree murder and arson. She was accused of stabbing her 79-year-old roommate to death and then lighting the house on fire. The bizarre thing about this case, though, is after she was detained, the police did that little thing where they collect DNA and forensic evidence off of the person. You know, that thing they do. Okay, ma'am, we're gonna get some DNA. Max then requested a diet Mountain Dew to quench her thirst beforehand. The moment she got it, she started pouring it all over her head in, I don't know, an effort to destroy evidence or just to look like a total jackass, one of the two. She was found, though, to be competent, so I guess she really just thought that would fucking work. Here she is in her April 5th hearing, absolutely mogging the camera. April 6th. A Florida man with a warrant out for his arrest leads Southold police on a high-speed chase that ends in Long Island, New York. In a display of absolute prowess and vigor, our Florida man drives through the guardrail and off a fucking cliff. He ends the high-speed chase. And he did it because he knows that you gotta be at least 23 blocks high to die from that kind of fall damage. He sticks the landing unscathed, by the way. Point proven. Meanwhile, though, in Seminole, Florida. Actually, before we get to Seminole, Florida, I just noticed that my tangent camera has baked in the sun. Because I don't know if you can see the absolute downpour, the torrential sweat coming down my face or on my body. But it's boiling outside. I'm wearing a three-piece suit, so you'll never know what I was looking at over there is a secret between me and him. And you'll never know who him is. But I grabbed another camera. Hi, how are you? Anyways, back to Seminole, Florida. Police are receiving numerous calls of a gray Nissan Rogue driving around missing a whole fucking tire. Like the whole thing, not just like the rim, driving on rims. No, the whole thing's fucking gone. Anna Keller was pulled over driving south on Hamlin Boulevard by the police to do a wellness check. Why are you driving around on 3 tires? Fucking weirdo. Authorities claimed that her breath reeked of alcohol, and when asked about the missing tire, she had no fucking idea. What miss? Oh, wow. Like what? How do you not know about a miss? To this day, the whereabouts of the tire is unknown. Keller was found to be at a breath alcohol concentration level of 0.16, which is double the legal limit, and half of what I would consider ready to drive. In game, of course. Meanwhile, in Hillsborough County at Mama Juana Cafe, fun table service turns into a raging fire in this video when sparklers catch the tiki hut on fire. Whoopsies! April 7th. This quote is from Mary Hollenbeck. So I'm sitting on my sofa. It's late in the afternoon. I'm just watching TV, and I heard my front door rattle, my screen door. And I thought somebody who didn't live here was trying to come in, thinking they were probably in the wrong house because that happens frequently. So by the time I got up and went near the front door, the gator was already inside. He's in the house. He's in the house. A nearly 8-foot swamp puppy had just opened her door and came in. To some Floridians, this is a dream. It's a dream to me. But to Mary, this was a nightmare. You see, she wanted to call 911 because she didn't know how to properly bait the gator out of her house. But there was a problem. Her phone was right next to the gator. He had her phone. Knowing what she had to do, Mary grabbed the phone with no incident and called 911. The big boy was removed from her house, and Mary was left with nothing but a cool story to tell people. Sadly, no 8-foot scaly roommate. It's actually, contrary to what even Floridians think, it's pretty rare that gators attack people. Most of the time, they don't want anything to do with you. I've encountered countless gators. There could be one behind me right now in this marsh. I've found 5 at once. It's my record this year. And they're generally not a problem. but they can be a bit spicy during fracking season. So, which is right now. Lock your doors or you might have an 8-foot long scaly Riz monster break down the doors. Sexually horny gator. April 8th, God commands a 22-year-old woman from Georgia to cleanse. Sorry, let me say this. This one's crazy. Let me say it again. I can already tell I'm getting a sunburn. God commands a 22-year-old woman from Georgia to cleanse Interstate I-10. The woman told Florida hotel staff that she had been directed by God to go shoot people on Interstate I-10. I guess they were just like, aight then? Because I don't think they called the police, and that's exactly what she went and did. You see, according to her, God had commanded this woman to go shoot people on the interstate in relation to the eclipse happening. So she went to Interstate I-10 and opened fire on vehicles along the highway, striking multiple people. I don't know what the fuck is gotten in the water that's got God handing out so many dailies, but when am I getting one? Like, it just keeps happening. We're 10 days in and this is the second command from God. Everyone injured is being treated and I believe are going to be fine as of the time of recording this, but Taylor Celestine was taken into custody without incident. April 9th, an investment broker, Joseph Michael Todd, is arrested for the misappropriation of funds. Yeah, I won't bore you with the details because he basically was like, give me your money and I'll make it into more money. I definitely won't make it into boats and tractors. I won't do that. I would never do that. Give me your money and I'll multiply it. He basically just took people's money and spent it under false pretense. But that's fucking Florida rich for you, baby. How many boats do you got? Do you use them more than once every 3 years? Probably not. But how many boats you got? Fucking look at the guy though. Like, you're trusting this guy? I wouldn't trust him to not misappropriate a fucking pack of bubble gum if I gave it to him. April 12th. The boat captain of the Fun Boat ice cream boat is arrested in Tarpon Springs. John Beckwith arrived at work that morning, fucking stumbling around, food all over his face. And he was so cooked that when he went to pilot his boat to do the fun ice cream tour, he fucking fell off. The boat had 30 passengers on it. Fun boat, ice cream boat, fun time is fucking over, dude. It's done. Documents show that John is an experienced booze cruiser though, both land and sea, with 2004, 2018, and now 2024 showing charges. Meanwhile, the angriest man alive, Daniel, is God's eepiest soldier. See, he can't sleep because the noise coming from upstairs is too loud. He complained to the front desk, but they didn't do anything. What's a man to do? And in an effort that one could only call a stroke of genius to get his much needed sleep, Daniel decides to go upstairs to where the sound is coming from and just unload a whole can of fucking pepper spray in the hallway. Not in the room, but just in the hallway. And not only does it shut them up, it sends somebody to the hospital and gets the hotel evacuated. There's like 100 people evacuated over this. I would say that the plan worked perfectly. And Daniel got to spend the whole night getting as much sleep as he needed in jail. Just imagine being so angry that you're like staring blankly at a patch of carpet, dropping a fucking chemical bomb in the hallway. April 15th, a student from the School of Marvin, Jesse Smith. Why do all these people have like NPC names? Like Jesse Smith. Jesse Smith on this day is sentenced to 10 years after an incident back in 2023 where he hotwired an excavator and went on a rampage that caused over $2 million in damage. Everything reminds me of him. Okay, April 16th. This is a good one. The Port Orange Police Department replied to a dispute between neighbors where a man allegedly fires his gun. You can hear it right here in the clip of the body cam footage, which we have obtained on the Big Juicy Network by means of Googling. Only the best for you guys. Only the best.
And opening his window and telling me he was going to shoot me. Right in front of the You see what I mean? Now I got to worry about it.
Florida man Brett McPeak is seen on body camera footage being held at gunpoint following these gunshots. Armed with nothing but a beer in each hand and his 9 p.m. tactical sunglasses, Brett asks the police while being held at literal fucking gunpoint, by the way. It's not even a question, it's more of a statement. I'm cracking this beer, okay?
Your name's Brett?
Yes, sir.
All right, stay right there, all right?
Can I crack this beer?
Stay right there.
I'm cracking this beer, okay?
12 Delta 15 Central. I'm in I got the male, Brett, out front of
something
where the
going
possible
on?
shots were fired? Do you have a firearm on you?
No, sir.
Are there firearms in the house?
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone else in the house?
No, my wife just went to her dad. You
Yeah,
know
I'm code
that-
4. I'm talking to him now. He just has 2 beers in his hand.
This beer is cold, sir. I want to drink it. I'm not going to get in.
I got you. Just for right now, we're just gonna stay right here, all right?
Well, I want to drink this beer. Is that cool?
I'm cracking this beer, okay? Like, what? It's insane. He then says, the beer is cold, sir. I want to drink it. Absolute fucking madman. The officer declined, and then Brett said, I'm gonna drink this beer. Is that cool? Like, I'm literally speechless. This is redneck lore in the making. The amount of fucking bumper stickers that are going to be put on Chevy Silverado 2000 pickup trucks after this is going to be insane. Now, they did find a firearm in his home. It was a revolver that still had spent casings inside of it, so had to have been him. He obviously fired the gunshots, probably just in the air to intimidate his neighbors. Not cool. If this isn't unfiltered Florida essence, I don't know what is. McPeak was booked into the Volusia County Jail for aggravated assault and using a firearm while under the influence of alcohol. I'm gonna crack this beer, okay? It's cold, sir. I want to drink it. I'm drinking this beer. Is that cool? Oh God. It's been a while since I've chugged a beer. Oh my God, I'm sweating cock and fucking balls right now, dude. When's the last time you think Shrek got the Poor guy. Meanwhile, lacking all of the grace of Brett McPeak, Wesley Lee Bullock of Zephyr Hills she's screaming at a McDonald's employee about not receiving his fucking sweet and sour sauce. A customer interfered to try to get him to calm down, and then Bullock initiated 1v1 combat with said customer. After escaping the brawl, the victim drove away to a Speedway gas station, not knowing that Speedways do not fall under the list of safe zone gas stations as a safe zone. And he was being tailed by Wesley Lee Bullock. Bullock's fighting this guy in his car. A rematch ensues. And this is quickly escalated when Bullock draws a fucking gun. And in the struggle of trying to get this firearm out of this angry McDonald's customer's hands, he gets shot in the pinky. The victim speeds away and goes straight to the police. God, dude, the stomach dropping feeling you would get when you pull up to the Speedway and like in your rearview mirror, you see that guy reemerge from the fucking vehicle, dude, like the Undertaker doing a walkout. April 20th, these two bozos did a gun photo shoot out in front of a daycare. No, I'm not joking. The bunny's coming towards us, guys. The bunny is reaching near. Come here, bunny. Come here, bunny. Why is he chill like that? What is going on? Hi, little dude. Hey, what? Oh no, come back. They are seen in this footage literally taking pictures, pointing loaded firearms at a daycare. Here's a quote from the woman involved. We were taking pictures. We didn't mean to do anything wrong. We're not bad people. A quote by Pereira. And when asked if she knew that it was a daycare, she said, no, there's not even a sign. As you can see right here, there's not even a sign. How would I know? How would you know that this is a daycare? I thought it was a shooting range. She said that this is a big misunderstanding and that they're just bodybuilders taking bodybuilder photos, pointing loaded guns at establishments. If by misunderstanding she means a complete lack of understanding, then sure. Like, this is just a big goof all around. This is fucking stupid. She even says in this, it's saddening how blown out of proportion this all is. What? Listen, dude, everybody makes mistakes, but when the mistakes are this boneheaded, you lose the everyone makes mistakes pass. And she talks about it in this news clip like it's like wrong place, wrong time type of situation. Like, truly a mistake anyone could have made. We've all been there, right? You've been there. You've accidentally taken photos pointing guns at elementary schools, right? April 22nd. This video of a barefoot man wearing jorts and a button-up wrangling an 8-foot alligator outside of a school goes viral. This Florida man is Mike Dragich, an MMA fighter and experienced gator wrangler. Light work for a Florida man like that. Where was he when Mary Hollenbeck needed him though? Who knows? maybe this is the same gator from before. The plot thickens. The plot's thicker than a bowl of fucking oatmeal. Gator crime sprees, commandments from God, a monthly samurai at least. You know, after starting the series and like actively researching Florida, I really see why people are so interested in this place and the memes and stuff. Like, it's real. And like half of the shit that I talk to you about, in fact, most of it that I talk to you about, nobody here even hears about it. It is truly just like, it's another day in Florida. Like, if I wasn't actively doing research, I would never hear about any of this. There's so many places where this type of shit would like make national news, but it barely even like breaks the general public here. None of these cases here, I guarantee you anyone here has heard about unless they actively research news. What a time to be alive. When am I getting my daily from God? April 22nd, this guy stole a boat right here. His disguise sucked and he was arrested. That's it for April 22nd. Womp womp. But April 23rd, St. Petersburg. This dude is facing charges of throwing pasta with sauce at another driver. It's road rage, baby. Nolan Goins, 46, is charged with battery. His last name sounds like a disease that's related to your nuts. Goins. I got Goins disease. Reports state that Golan threw this pasta with sauce through the passenger window, striking another driver. They were uninjured, which is good. Hit them in the torso. Poor baby. It's funny though, because it's the article and the news outlets really emphasize that this pasta was with sauce. And they use that word. It's pasta with sauce, just in case you thought it was a lesser pasta only without sauce crime. April 25th, a man named Pee Wee shows his cock and balls again. Again, Xavier Hearns, please stop showing your cock and balls inside the Burlington Coat Factory. April 26th, another exotic animal smuggling operation is foiled when an anomaly is marked by TSA in a man's groin region. Searching the area, they do indeed find the man's trouser snakes. Is that 2 small snakes in a camouflage bag in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? And April 30th, 2 boaters identified as minors are seen dumping multiple trash cans of trash into the ocean in the Boca Inlet. This incident was filmed in the Boca Inlet, and it fucking infuriates me, dude. Let me give you all a little bit of advice. No one who litters is a good person. No one. Nobody. Now, kids are dumb. That is different, okay? Life is this continuous cycle of learning, all right? Kids are dumb, they make mistakes, and hopefully these kids are punished for their cotton 4K fucky-wucky, and they learn from it, and they do better. But if you know an adult who litters, it is the easiest to spot red flag, guys. And I know there's gonna be people that don't understand that right off the rip, but think about it, okay? It shows a complete lack of consideration for anybody and everything around you, like all of it. Now, I'm not talking about leaving a beer in front of 7-Eleven on 7th Ave in Ybor City after a man in a captain's costume guides you to that 7-Eleven while you're blackout drunk and you just left the castle, which is 2 blocks away, because you really want pizza and he said he'd escort you and you met him that night and you're blackout so you can't really see, and you leave a beer can out front on the windowsill and he leads you to Duamici Pizza, the best pizza that you can find on the planet, and you get 2 slices of buffalo chicken pizza, and the owner Tony's there, and you give him a big hug and you eat the pizza and it brings you back from the brink, and by then the can, it's too late, it's in a sea turtle's throat. That's different than this, or littering in general. But yeah, bratty rich kids dumping trash in the ocean. Yippee. Well, guys, that is all for Florida Man this month, April. I kind of use these as like a little bit of, I guess, an update sometimes. So I'm wearing this funky hat because I got third-party mods installed on my noggin, and I can't expose it to sunlight. You see, I wasn't passing the hairline check no more that all my friends and family do. And then I realized, oh wait, I can actually do something about it. I was actually inspired by Cinnamon Toast Ken, who I was talking to about it as well, because it's like, oh, it's something that you're self-conscious about, but you're in a fortunate enough position to where you can actually do something about it. So why don't you go and do something about it? And I was like, that's pretty sound reasoning. So yeah, but it just happened. So I can't have it exposed to sun. But I keep you all updated on the afro. It depends on when you're watching this, of course, but for the remainder of this year, I'm mostly back in Florida, which is different. obviously, because I've spent the last couple years of my life just traveling constantly. So it should be nice. We should get a lot of great videos for you guys. And I just want to thank you all for being patient and bearing with me. You know, I don't know if you guys can tell, it depends on like how much you actually delve into like the boys and everything. But I mean, we're incredibly busy people, and it's because we want to do so much fun, cool shit. But you know, it's great to be able to get my boy stuff done and come back and you guys are still here. That means the world to me, and it always will. And thank you to every single person who watches anything on this channel. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. You know, let me know down below, of course, what you think of the Florida Man series. I'm gonna keep doing them regardless. I like it. I will see you guys next time for more Florida Man review. Goodbye. Sayonara. See you next month. Hopefully the next one's on time. Hopefully the next one's on time.